Alright, welcome back to round 3. We're up against Turbo Kitty 3000. And Turbo Kitty 3000 plays a bunch of different decks, as we can see here. So the most recent decks this month was Affinity and Blue-White. So let's click on the Blue-White list just to see. Alright, it is, looks like Acid Trip. Yeah, it is Acid Trip. So who knows if that's what he's playing now. Here's our opener, so we will keep. Alright, I can go either turn 1 Utopia Sprawl or Glade Cover. We're here on law, so we get to see what our opponent does. Island. So that makes Island Delver, so I'll assume we're up against Mono Blue Delver then. We're definitely playing the Forest. Now the only question is, do we want to play Utopia Sprawl or do we want to play Glade Cover Scout? Let's blue-red mid-range and mono blue control. Let's see if blue-red mid-range plays Delver. 4 Delver Secrets, yes. Alright, so we could easily be on blue red mid-range here. So that makes me want to run out the Glade Cover Scout. That way we get a creature in play under any counter magic. Now next turn I could go Rancor or Utopia Sprawl. He reveals Repeal, which means he can in fact bounce our enchantments. So I will just play a Glade Cover Scout here, see if he has Counterspell if he wants to use it. This way he doesn't have any repeal targets unless he wants to bounce his own Insect Aberration. We are taking 3 and only giving 1. And he will eventually get a target for that repeal, or he thinks twice. So far it looks like a mono blue build. Yeah, no repeal in the blue-red. So I'll assume he's on a mono blue. Yeah, it looks like he's on this list here. With 4 Spire Golems, 4 repeals, 2 Quicksand. Alright, so post board we're going up against 4 Annuls. Alright, we're not drawing any land. I guess I will make him use that repeal here, and then next turn Utopia Sprawl. Without getting down this Armadillo Cloak, I see no chance of us winning. And we clearly need to draw a Forest as well. He's probably holding up Counterspell by now, so we got off to a slow start. Pretty sure we're going to lose this one. Repeal is not a card that sees a lot of play in Pauper right now. So let's see, we have options here. We could go Utopia Sprawl on a Forest, and then Rancor Ethereal Armor, or we could go double Rancor. He's holding up Exclude and probably Counterspell, so I'm definitely not going to play the Ledgewalker. So right now, he knows we have Rancor in hand. But I will just play the Utopia Sprawl, see if he wants to counter this. Doesn't. play Rancor, play Ethereal Armor. He could easily have another Repeal in his hand. I think he's probably going to counter Ethereal Armor. He has us right now, that Insect Aberration has us on a 4-turn clock. Alright, what's he doing over there? Let's see if he runs days in this list. No days. It's a $35 deck, with 15 of that being Hydroblast. Well, it's not exact, because Exclude is not really on $1.25, because they're getting this price from traders who does not have that in stock. Alright, so he deprives the Ethereal Armor. We will swing for 4. Now we can play a Spire Golem while holding up a counter spell. I might as well play this guy. Let's see, we are at 8. He can even repeal the Armadillo Cloak at this, at his current mana level, which is 4. So I can either try and click on Rancor, or I can go for the Cloak now. He does not run any spell stutter sprites, just Delver Secrets, Golems, and then Seagate Oracles. And then just card draw, some bounce, and dirtling with lots of counters. 10 counters in his deck. Alright. Well, no, not including the Exclude. If we include Exclude, it is 14. So now that we've made him wait a while, we could go Ledgewalker to get him to cast Exclude and then resolve the Rancor. I would rather just throw out Rancor here, see if he wants to counter that. He does not. We'll swing for 6. We have him at 7. Now, I definitely think he has Exclude, so I don't want to cast the Ledgewalker, but at 7, and we are representing 6 points of damage, so these Rancors certainly have added to our clock on him. And he has 3 power on board, but he's likely going to play a Spire Golem. Let's see what happens if we try and cast Monomorphos. Part of me wants to play the Ledgewalker because that would represent enough damage to kill him next time. But knowing he runs 4 Exclude and we haven't cast a creature since he's had that mana up, makes me I'm not even going to worry about the Ledgewalker. It just gives him a chance to draw a card, so I'm just going to pass the turn here. Maybe he end of turn thinks twice. I'd imagine he's either going to think twice or repeat. Alright, he's going to think twice. Alright, plays another island, which means he can play his Spire Golem for 1 mana and hold up 2 counter spells. So he runs 4 counter spells, 4 deprive, and 2 prohibit. Now he has to be worried that I have another Rancor, or Ethereal Armor, or any other, even the Armadillo Cloak as far as his clock goes, because we have 6 power right here. He's at 7. Sparkle. When he attacks, this will put us at 5, which means he has lethal on board for next turn. So if he has counter magic in his hand, he probably already has this one. Alright, I can play a Ledge Walker to try and bait a counter spell. I think I'll go Monomorphos first. Green, green. Ledge Walker. Armadillo Cloak. Alright, I imagine he has a repeal in hand now. And he has the mana to repeal the Armadillo Cloak, so we will gain no life. Yep, 4 mana, repeal. Now I wish that Glade Cover Scout in my hand was Mutagenic Growth. Alright, so this was close, but looks like we lose here. And we are going to be going up against 4 Annuls for game 2. Alright, I could bring in Standard Bearer to make him target the Standard Bearer as opposed to him targeting my ores. Yeah, he's not going to bring in Hydroblast, won't bring in Piracy Charm, or won't bring in Serrated Arrows. So he's going to bring in 4 Annull. What will he take out? I would imagine he would be taking out the Excludes because they are a little slow. Could bring in Full Sabotage to help destroy his golems. I'll try bringing in a Prey Upon just because he doesn't have that many threats in his deck. Gleeful Sabotage. And I won't bring in a Standard Bearer. The only use is to suck up one of his repeals. Alright, so now what do I not want here? Could take out the Aura Gnarlid because it will be hard to get one of those through all his counter magic. Take out a Rancor. He doesn't have that many creatures, so the trample isn't as relevant. 20 seconds left to decide here. We got a Ledge Walker and a Scout. Submit. Alright, I should be able to resolve the Aura Gnarlid too, because we are on the play. And hopefully it resolved the Armadillo Cloak, but that is not nearly as assured. Our opponent has still not decided on his hand, whether or not he likes it. I think he runs 22 land. This is a decent amount for the type of deck that he runs, but he also runs Luna's Grace, so he can get rid of excessive land. It will take him until he gets 4 land in play for repeal to be online for this Aura Gnarlid. So far I like our chances this game. Last game was close, we got him pretty low, but that repeal did wonders for him. Alright, now we have some options here. First, I'll try a Utopia Scrawl. That resolves. So I will pick white. And I will see if we can resolve a Scout. And now I will go for the Armadillo Cloak on the Gnarlid here. I would imagine this gets countered. Alright, counterspell. We still have a fairly decent clock on our opponent. Dealing with the Gnarlid is going to take him some time. Next turn he can repeal it, but it will take his entire turn to do so. Green, green. Not sure I even want to cast a Bogle into a possible exclude here. Swing for 5. I definitely see this Gnarlid being repealed, and that means that that's when I'll resolve the Bogle. So I do not want to play into exclude. I think he has repeal and he was thinking about casting it, but then he'll realize I will just be able to resolve it right away, but if he repeals it here, it will still take all his mana, and I can just replay it. So I think he's going to repeal it end of turn, and that way he will have counter magic up for it next turn. So that means he cannot counter this Bogle, or else he will not be able to repeal the Gnarlid. Oh, so he was playing 5-color auras before, and he thinks 5-color auras is better than 2-color auras. So here's the repeal that we knew was coming on Mr. Gnarlid. And that lets us know that he has counter magic, just based on the timing. Right, there is a Spire Golem. Now, part of me wants to Gleeful Sabotage the Golem with Conspire, so that way he won't be able to counter it unless he uses 2 counter spells. And part of me wants to wait until he draws, plays another Spire Golem and target 2 of them. If I cast with Conspire and it resolves, I can swing for 1. So I will do that. Cast with Conspire. Alright, well, it makes him think. What does he want to do? Same targets. Now, hopefully I will draw more threats so I can try and bottleneck him on mana and play multiple threats a turn, where he won't be able to counter all of the threats. Because with him at 5, though, even though we only have 2 1/1s in play, that's a decent amount of pressure. Quicksand, alright. And attack. He's going to draw some cards. Not too bad Gnarlid doesn't have Flash. Draws more cards. Now we can play Spire Golem for free. Doesn't have one. Or maybe just wait until the second main phase to plop in a free Spire Golem. No. So now we have 6 cards in hand and we have 2 threats to play. I could go for the Armadillo Cloak, which could possibly end he can't lose on the play, which is probably, he's probably correct. But, I meant, yeah. Right now he's on the draw, so if I swing with these, he will have to play 2 blockers next turn. So he can draw more cards. Let's see if he can get 2 blockers in play. If he does, it might take him enough mana where I can go or Gnarlid Armadillo Cloak. Alright, he cannot. So, let's see if he's that he can't lose on the play. Do I want to change this at all and bring in Standard Bearer? Do I want to bring the Rancor back? Any changes I would want to make. We're going to be on the draw again. Should I take out an Armadillo Cloak for the Rancor for more speed, or should I keep it in because if he wants to bounce the Armadillo Cloak, it will take 4 mana as opposed to 2 mana to bounce a Rancor. I'll just click submit here. Very difficult trying to think what to put in and take out versus max. Part of me wanted to take out another Bogle to bring in that Rancor just to apply a lot of pressure. No creature, but a ton of auras, and my mana is fixed. Going up against the deck, heavy encounters. I mean, this looks like a great hand if it had one creature, but he has so many counters I think I need to get a threat down very quickly. And we're on the draw, so if I were to draw a Bogle or an Elf, it would be great to get the threat down immediately and then be able to go Rancor Ethereal Armor. I'll try and give this a keep even though it goes against my instincts here. Alright, he has a Delver down already, so that will be a lot of pressure. We will find out if I made a bad keep. So far we have not drawn a threat. We have all these auras that could swing, but alright, preordained means the Delver's going to flip next turn. All these auras could be a threat, they just need a vessel to put it on. So I just need to draw my vessel here and another Delver. So he's going to be swinging for 6 a turn. So this is going to be a fast clock. So I really need to... Yeah, that was a very bad keep on my part. I was hoping to draw a threat quickly, and I did not. Probably already gaining now. Reveals Prohibit, which means you can counter any creature that we play. Alright, here we're at 7. And we get a Garden. Now we can repeal this for 1 blue mana. But so let's see if he wants to repeal Mr. Plant here. I really have no other options other than throw a lot of auras on a plant. Right now we're looking at going down to 1 next turn. Here's the repeal, and I will concede. Alright, so we will not be making the prizes this tournament here. Never drew an actual threat. Alright, we had 5 draws till we would have got our first creature.